Hey everyone, you may know me as Cynthia Loyst from The Social, but what you might not know is that I used to be a smoker. That's why I'm proud to be a part of Quitting Made Real by Nicorette, a new 6-episode podcast series I'm hosting featuring inspiring conversations with notable Canadians about their journeys to quit smoking. Quitting smoking was honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made, and it's possible for you too with the right tools and support. To find out more and to listen now, go to nicorette.ca/quittingmadereal.
Welcome to The Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
We'd like to welcome back to the show actress and comedian Emma Hunter.
It's my favorite place.
There is so much to celebrate. There's so much going on. I feel there's a lot of Leos having birthdays, including today. It's my mom's 85th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom! Melissa Grelo. Just wanted to make a mention. You know, my dad always says every birthday is a privilege, so you don't want to let those go by. Okay, let's kick off the show, everybody. In the latest teaser of Travis and Jason Kelce's New Heights podcast, number 1, we found out Taylor's going to be on. Okay. We also found out she's dropping her 12th studio album and... and she told us the name of it. Take a look.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay, what do we got?
We got,
A briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
TS12!
Yeah. So, as many of you may know, her blockbuster Eras tour wrapped up only about 8 months ago. So, Emma, we're going to kick off with the question, are you ready for the next Taylor Swift era?
Yes!
are here.
I'm ready. I am ready. I have some sort of a philosophy, more power, more women, more. Just more. Like, if she can do it, why not? And she can. She's the Swift. Okay, here's my only. I live in fear of the moment the boyfriend starts to step into the light of the main character of the show. Taylor Swift has built this entire thing by herself since so small. And all of a sudden, we are announcing the 12th album, and she does it on the boyfriend's podcast. And I just get this fear of the husbander, the boyfriender being like, hey, I'm just in the frame here. I'm a part of this. And I want her to be on her path with her journey. He can throw his little ball or, do whatever he does.
Little ball.
I don't want him in her light. So that was the only thing where I was like, this is great. Oh, but why this way? Anyway.
See, there's a term for that, and I was told I couldn't say it, so just follow me. You know when a person is hypnotized by a specific body part of a man, and you marry those two things together? That's what the vibe that I got. Because it's not about, to me, this is not about the announcement of this album. Is it too soon? Is it too late? It doesn't matter. It's about where she did it for me. Because I'm like, she is a global superstar. Her last tour grossed over $2 billion. She could go anywhere and talk to anybody about this new album. And she's sitting next to her boyfriend on his podcast, which New Heights, that's the name of the podcast, has about 2.6 million subscribers, which is cute. Just for context, Call Her Daddy has, I think, 10 million listeners per episode. So she could have gone somewhere else. And it just feels like she is in the, you know when you're really in love with somebody and everything's about them and you just think that they're amazing?
Exactly.
It feels like that's what she's doing, and she was appeasing him and just be like, I'll do it on your podcast, baby, because I love you so much and you're so special. Aww. Right? Okay. That's what it felt like. But you know,
okay,
kudos to her.
You have a daughter who's very excited about Taylor Swift. You spent, I believe, a lot of money, as many parents did, to get tickets for this show. That's like extraordinarily out of reach for many people. Doesn't this feel a little bit too soon for you?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Okay. My view is, listen, when this announcement came out, I got so excited. It was late at night. I was looking at my phone, and then the first thing I did is I ran to my daughter's bedroom. I was like, oh my God! That's album. I gotta tell you something. It's not because I'm per se a huge Taylor fan, but I gotta tell you something that I didn't anticipate about becoming a parent, and certainly not of a daughter. it has been the joy of my life to experience music and concerts with my daughter. I never knew that that was a thing. I didn't do that.
Does it always have to be with the same
My
person?
point is this. No, it's
Yeah.
not that.
Right.
We
Because
went
I
to
had
the
that
Taylor
with my
Swift
dad,
concert
yeah.
in November, and the memories we made are going to last for life.
You got
and
that.
I don't care. No. It's not about that, Cynthia. It's like the idea of the ongoing thing of making a core memory. I don't know how anybody can crap on joy. To me, this is joy. Now, I'm not saying, yes, some people have
It's
to pay to
expensive
play.
joy, by the way.
It's expensive joy.
Very
but you can also stay at home. No, it's not. You don't have to spend money. Enjoying music you can do in your living room and dance to her streaming, which is what we've done most of the time. So I just have to say, like, there are way worse role models for my daughter out there. So I'm okay that this is the one that she's chosen.
We're talking about her as a role model, though. I
oh.
think we're talking about she just came out. Like, it felt like she was just here. And again, I'm not a Taylor hater. I love it. Make more, make all the money. But I think maybe because we're coming from an era where it's like, do you guys remember Sade? The singer Sade? Sade would drop a bomb album and then disappear for 10 years.
Yep.
And then she'd come back out and we would just be so happy. And I feel like Adele is that artist today who kind of like, she drops an album, she's like, now I'm going to go away, don't look for me. I'm somewhere in LA or London and I'm doing my own thing. And I think maybe that's why we feel like it's like, oh, Taylor, you were just here, but oh, you're back?
But is it up to us? Is it our opinions that determine that she is coming out too soon? with
Yes,
an album?
yes, as a
I say
collective.
no. I say it's money. Economics are real. You said she made how much on her tour?
$2 billion.
$2 billion. Every album that she has dropped has averaged 5 million. She has broken every streaming record that there is. Her latest album, which was the Tortured Poets Department, it crossed 1 billion streams under a week. The demand is there. This is purely economics. If you're her team, there's this saying, make hay when the sun is shining.
But wait, we've
honey.
also heard a lot of artists talk about like there's the industry always wants another album. They're like, let me live some life first before I write my next album.
Right.
I just got off a tour. Let me sit down. Let me figure
She's
things
not
out.
a songwriter
let me
like
have
everybody else, though.
I know, but
Yeah.
I think that's where we're getting that from. It's from the artist, not so much the industry who have been like, you guys are pushing it too much. So I think that's where it's coming from. But you know what? We'll let her live. Because we love her. And according to the Swifties, she can do no wrong. So we're gonna shake it up, and with this next topic. Former baseball star David Justice is facing backlash for revealing why he ended his marriage with Halle Berry back in 1996. Let's see what David had to say.
I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy, so in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly.
Okay, wait. I still have more to read. Okay, so he also admitted that being young and inexperienced were contributing factors. So was this offensive or a fair statement?
Yeah.
Offensive? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I had the same reaction as everyone else. I think every woman has. Like, it sounds very, very gross, and you're like, oh, well, tell me why Halle Berry is no longer with you without telling me why Halle Berry is no longer with you. Like, you're a total turn-off.
Yeah, he broke up with her.
Having said that, I will just say that, like, I remember very vividly, I have this uncle who has since passed away, but he very much appreciated his wife for all of her domestic skills. She's an incredible cook. She was an incredible cleaner. This was a dynamic that really worked for them. And I remember one time I was dating Jason, and he was saying to me, like, he was teasing me because I had zero domestic skills. He's like, oh, you gotta learn. He kind of meant it, but I didn't really care. And one time even I was pulling out of his driveway with Jason, and I was driving the car, and he was like, Jace, you're letting her drive? Like it was that rooted. And part of this was a generational thing, but I guess I just wonder, is it okay for people to have a certain preference? Like, it's like people have preference in the way that they like people to look or people to dress or people to whatever. As long as you're not asking that every woman is like that, I think it might be okay for a guy to be like, this is what I want as a future partner.
All right.
I'm just saying, I don't want it.
They're not with you.
I'm just
Emma,
saying.
wait, Emma's about
My
to
head's
explode.
gonna shoot off my
Okay, go
body.
for it. Yeah, go.
Cynthia,
Yes.
I think you are such a brilliant woman, and I respect your ideas, but here's the problem. She's not any woman. She's Halle Berry. Sit down, David Justice. Sit down. Also, my thing is, why now? And I think the reason he's on some podcast in the middle of nowhere being like, I got something to say about Halle Berry 20 years ago, is because the door has been cracked open to the patriarchy being like, here's what we actually like. And everybody's like, stand up, fellas. And I want to be like, sit down, fellas.
Really?
Sit down. And she can't clean your sheets because she's too busy being a movie star. Anyway.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's my piece.
What are your thoughts, Mel? I know everybody's bubbling at the table.
No, you know what? Listen, I'm not going to give an excuse for that, but also, you know, he should have provided more context. I think as soon as you're talking about the past, first of all, he was talking about 1993 when they got married. It sounds like he was talking about 1923. And that is the thing. I was around in 1993. I don't know what world he was talking about. I get that, and I appreciate his self-awareness. He said, I was from the Midwest. This is what I saw in my family. Fair. But the idea was, it's like, well, then why did you marry Halle?
Yeah, did you see Halle Berry?
In the Midwest? Then don't go for Halle.
Yeah. I'll just say this. I have been asked by every single guy I've ever dated if I know how to cook. I also got talked about once, and she doesn't know that I overheard her, by a guy's mom who was on the phone complaining to her friend because she's like, I like her, but she doesn't know how to cook or clean, so how is she gonna take care of my son? A lot more men and women share this idea. I know we're all agreeing, but there are a lot of people who think a woman's value is if you're gonna marry her, but is she gonna be maternal? Is she gonna be a good cook? I'm telling you.
What about being a star of the social?
They don't care.
Lady. Okay. Hello. She's busy.
Yeah,
okay, she's busy. All the men out there, you've been warned. Okay.
So in an unprecedented move, Donald Trump announced his plan to take over the DC Police Department and deploy the National Guard in an effort to fight crime and target homelessness in the capital. He also said that he will deploy other military if needed to help patrol the streets. Despite his claims, violent crime is actually at its lowest in more than 3 decades, according to DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. So despite that, do you understand Trump's drastic measures at all?
No, but it's typical Trump, right? And like with most of the things that he says, you always have to fact check. So I did a little fact checking for DT. All right, so he claims that DC is full of crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor. Okay, so he claims that murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. And when he was asked where he got that information from, he said, well, from the FBI. Funny thing is, the director of the FBI, who he appointed, Kash Patel, said recently the state's and U.S. murder rates has on track to be the lowest in history.
Yeah.
Get this, and the Metropolitan Police of DC, the data of violent offenses in last year, 2024, fell to the lowest level in 30 years. So once again, you have a man who's at the podium saying things out of one side of his mouth, and then all the facts are contradicting what he's saying.
Yeah.
So just leave that with
And to be
everybody.
clear, the man is unhinged, and I am in no way in support of him. However...
Yeah, let's clap for his unhingedness.
Clap for it,
Yeah.
Even though there has been, you're right, a decline in crime, Washington crime rates are unprecedented. In 2023, they've been described as some of the worst in a generation. Some categories like carjacking have been showing an annual increase exceeding 100%.
See, no.
I found this interesting as well. I'm just saying, like, I did a deep dive because I was like, I'm curious, where, you know, despite the fact that he's unhinged, what's going on? They have a police situation there too. Their DC police commander was recently suspended. Why? He's been accused of changing crime statistics. So I'm just putting that out there.
Trump loves that, by the
okay.
way. I
Thank you.
just want to jump in. If Trump was really the president of law and order, and if that was really his goal, he wouldn't have released and pardoned every single person that was involved in the January 6th insurrection.
Thank you, that part.
The worst violence that DC has seen since the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. in the 60s. So he's just making it all up, folks.
Yeah, and also the comfort he has with regard to speaking like the homeless as an entity outside of being Americans, for which you are their president, is deplorable. He's speaking about them intentionally like a different species, as opposed to, you would hope the leader of a country would include the people who do not have homes as a citizen of your country. Like, even that alone, reading it, you're like, this is terrifying. I mean, it really does. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies on a level, and I get nervous when there's any kind of acknowledging it as truth or okay. Even just that piece alone, it's like, they're yours. You are their leader.
Right.
Help them.
But we know that he's doing this to distract, right?
Yes.
The Jeffrey Epstein case won't die, and it's made him look so bad.
Yes.
So you know what he's so good at? The art of distraction. So you know what? I'm going to get you to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. National
Bedlam.
Guard, come on in.
Bedlam.
Right? Bedlam.
Squalor.
It's like it's
Bloodshed.
dog order.
I think that's
dog
a
whistle.
piece of it, but I actually think in this case, he's been like a dog on a bone with this. He campaigned on the fact that he said that Washington, D.C. was a, quote, nightmare of murder and crime. So he's had this on his radar for a while. But this seems to actually be the sort of final straw in a string of events that have maybe hit a bit close to home for Trump. So in just last week, there's a young man, 19 years old, named Edward Korstein. He was a Doge employee. He was brutally attacked during a carjacking, okay? So photos around there, he retweeted them on whatever, Truth Social. A month earlier, there was a 21-year-old university student who was working as a congressional intern. He was murdered less than a mile from the White House. Again, someone connected to sort of circles that Trump would run in. So therefore, it matters to him.
So every
because-
time someone who's connected to Trump, something bad happens to them, the National Guard needs
Well,
to be
this
called
is
in.
the question.
We need to do a clean sweep of the streets and take everybody off the
This is
street.
where we
that
do-
seems a little extreme,
course
and it
it does.
also seems highly problematic.
Of course it is. No, but what I think is interesting for us to make note of as Canadians is how quickly we can go into politicians who will say, we're going to clean up these streets. Like, even right here in Ontario, there are areas that have seen a spike in carjackings. People have been like, what are we going to do? Shootings. Peel Region had a huge uptick in 2024, I believe. So we want answers from politicians. And we want action. And we all know as sensitive people that fixing crime is such a multi-layered and complicated process where you have to go to, like, why has crime been increasing? Why are people suffering from homelessness? Like those, but a lot of people will answer quickly to a politician who says, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to send in the National Guard. So it's incumbent upon us to also ask questions when we hear rhetoric that it seems to have all of the answers, because somebody believes that Trump's doing the right thing out there. Some people in his base
these are the
believe
same
this is
people
the
who thought
answer.
that ICE was a great idea until they start to see how they were snatching children and people at their jobs and people going to court and people who are actually contributing to society and just snatching them off the street and beating them and throwing them in places where nobody knows where they are and they end up in El Salvador or somewhere else. Everybody thought it was great until you actually see it. And I think this is a difference between Trump and every other politician, where I'm very nervous when he says he's cleaning up the street. Where are you taking those people? Where are they going to end up? And why did you get rid of all of the programs that would have helped those people?
It is that, but again, if we assume that what he is saying is true, and we all know and have established that the premise is wrong. The only reason why he's calling it an emergency is because that's the only way he can get around all the laws that would stop a president from acting like a mayor. The Washington, D.C. area is not his jurisdiction. You're the president of the United States. Aren't you supposed to be dealing with Putin and tariffs? Why do you have your...
He mentioned Putin, too.
Of
He
course
was like,
did.
I'm embarrassed. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to the effect of, Putin and I are meeting soon, and he's just going to think this is a mess. So, you know, he does like dictators in the way that they rule.
But exactly my point. He is doing this, and he said yesterday during that press conference to every other Democratic city, if I don't see that you guys clean up your streets, this could happen to you too. This is not about law and order. This is about a wannabe dictator who is giving the warning shot to every other Democratic city. Period. So, oh my God, can we build a wall?
Yes.
Can we build the wall? Yeah? Okay, just asking. Soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo and his long-term partner Georgina Rodriguez are finally engaged. And the news, it broke the internet, but what broke the internet was that ring. So he proposed with this massive oval diamond. Now, it hasn't been confirmed, but a lot of experts are weighing in, and they think the ring weighs approximately 35 carats. I did a little reading. Could be valued up to $5 million. So, Emma, would you want a ring this size?
Okay, so my wedding ring is a modest little guy that we got when we were young, and it mattered to us because it's what we had at the time. And so my initial thought was, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'd wear that. I'd wear that thing. Wear it right now. Wear it home. Go to Loblaws, just be like, I'm killing my life. Look at this. So, yeah, I'd wear it. What about you?
Would you really? I feel like it's not your style.
No, I know. That's exactly. I was like, I am not that person. And then I was like, I could be that person.
I would never wear it. I'm going to tell you right now. Maybe I'm like the outlier here, but I think it's ugly. I think it's actually ugly. And it wouldn't surprise me. It looks fake to me. So like, no one's going to actually believe that it's a real diamond if you're out and about in the street. You just think it's like some kind of...
Well, no, they live in Saudi Arabia. They all know it's real.
Okay, well, maybe they do. I don't know. I just think about that kind of like, what's the message you're trying to send to the rest of the world?
We're rich.
And is that?
We're rich. We're very, very rich.
Is that the vibe, especially like right now? Is that the flex you want?
Do you know
you're
Cristiano
right.
Ronaldo?
Cynthia, you are right.
I don't
You
want-
are correct.
Right?
Jeff
You are
Bezos
right.
just got married and had how many superstars with their private jets?
It's
Yes,
gross.
everybody's
It's
flaunting
so
their wealth.
gross.
But,
let me
but just
give you some
imagine it's
background.
on your hand. Are you going to be like, there? You're just going to just for a bit be.
Yeah. No, it's dazzling, but I would think it's a liability to wear. I mean, if anybody
Yes.
remembers what happened to Kim Kardashian, guess what?
Yeah.
That girl has to roll with security everywhere she goes now. And there's 5 little kids in the house. I don't know how you're giving a bath and brushing hair with that rock. I'll be
that's
honest.
true.
Not
You
practical.
think she's bathing the
Not
children?
That's exactly it.
she seems very hands-on, but you're right, maybe not. But Cristiano Ronaldo is like, listen, I have to be careful here. He is from my father's homeland of Portugal, and he is a demigod. Thank you, Antonio. He is a demigod, if not God. And so he, you know, what he wants is he is seeking soccer supremacy. So he's not just going out there to be the best. He's going to be playing till he's 80 if he could. But he also wants to let everybody know he's been dating her a long time, 8 years.
Yep.
They've got 2 kids together. She helped him raise his 3 other kids by other women. She has put in the time. She has stood by his side. So this is a little bit of a thanks for waiting, hon. And you know what? I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. Don't you think?
No,
No?
I think it's horrible. Also, like we've done a lot of research these days about like what goes into getting a diamond.
We
Like,
don't know
this
if
is
it could be
horrible.
lab. It could be lab.
Could
People
be.
didn't
I
need
don't
to
think it's the
necessarily.
lab.
I don't think it is either. But if we have to leave that out there, here's the deal. As a woman without a ring on her finger, I'm not here on national TV to criticize somebody else's engagement ring because she has one and I don't. But I'll say this much: we sound a little bit broke because I think in our regular
Everybody
circle,
is compared to this.
No, most women that you know have a carat, maybe 2 carats. Very few people have 3 carats. But we're regular people. The circles that she's in, I guarantee you that ring size was based off of what her girlfriends have.
Yep.
And it's like, you can't have me on the yacht, honey, with a ring that's smaller than hers because your contract is bigger than hers. And we're also basing it, aren't you supposed to base the price of the ring off of your
Salary.
salary? So I think she's right on track. You do it, girl. I got nothing to say. No notes.
I like it.
No notes.
Okay, just cut a little off for us. It's fine.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.